Good morning, sweet friends. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tawanda and this is Tawanda's Blessed Life. And on my channel, I do decorating on a budget, DIYs, and hauls with a sprinkle of migraine enlightenment. I also do sister lock updates and lifestyle updates. So if that is something that you are interested in, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to join my YouTube family. I would greatly appreciate it. So for today's video, it's going to be a little bit different and out of my norm. But today's video is going to be a collaboration with my sweet friend Melinda from All Things Home on a Budget. We will be creating some Thanksgiving meal ideas for you, some budget-friendly Thanksgiving meal ideas for you for under $25. I have my list here. This video will be coming out on October 26th, I believe, on Sunday. So I have my post-it here of what I want to purchase for my meal. So I've been kind of just like going through the internet and looking at different stores to kind of figure out what I could get for under $25 because I want to have a meal, a dessert, a drink, and an appetizer. So I wanted to have like the things that we would actually have at my home for Thanksgiving, but at a budget friendly price. And so I am going to go ahead and just show you all what I have written down and what I want to buy. So my idea is I'm going to go ahead and buy. So let me just say, originally I was going to go to Walmart and buy the majority of my items, and then I was going to go across the street to go to Sam's Club to buy a rotisserie chicken. But I realized that most people do not have a Sam's card, so I'm going to do everything at Walmart. So I did have to change a couple of things, which is fine. But my ultimate goal, and hopefully when I go into the grocery store today after work, I can get everything that I have on my list here. So I have a drink, butter, cookies, cucumbers, carrots, chicken, green beans, ranch dressing, mashed potatoes, broth, macaroni and cheese, gravy, and stuffing. And then I have a total cost of $25. And this is what my estimate was when I put it as a pickup order, but I'm actually going to go to the store and just walk around just to make sure if I need to make any changes or anything, if there's anything on my list that I can't find. So these are the items that I am going to end up picking up. I will say this is for anyone who does not have like things already in their pantry. I will say for Thanksgiving or any holiday, and especially for what I know how we do here at my house, shop your pantry first to see what items you have. So if you want to have corn, shop your pantry because more than likely you may already have corn, you may already have green beans. So the things that you might have on your list, go ahead and shop your pantry first. Like we like homemade macaroni and cheese. For this, I'm going to do boxed macaroni and cheese, but we like homemade macaroni and cheese at our house. We always have noodles. We always have cheese. So those will be things that we always have at my home. Like for cakes, for example, I bake pound cakes actually starting from like October through January, I bake pound cakes. I always have stuff to bake pound cakes or bread. I always have flour, butter, all of the things I need to do those things. So I wouldn't have to purchase those things. The only thing that I would maybe have to buy if we haven't run out for the month will be eggs, but usually we don't run out of eggs, so I'm usually fine. So the other thing that I would probably have to purchase would be sour cream because we do go through that a lot. But if there's things that you already have in your pantry or in your refrigerator, go ahead and shop those things first because then you can take the extra money to purchase something else. Now, I'm also going to be using a rotisserie chicken for this. Now, for us, we do like turkey. So what I would probably do is instead of buying Sam's Club chicken, I believe it's $4.99. Walmart has them on sale right now for, I think, $5.99, I believe. But we have a Publix here in my town. And so I would more than likely substitute the chicken for a turkey, a small turkey. So we have Publix here where I live. Publix usually has their turkeys on sale for either 49 cents a pound or 69 cents a pound. So you could easily get a 5 or 6 pound turkey and still be within your budget. And then also too, we like greens in our house. So because we have the majority of the things that were on this list already, I would probably not buy like the green beans. I wouldn't buy the ranch dressing, Like there's things I wouldn't buy, and I would take those items and use that money to buy a bag of greens. So I think in a bag of greens it's like $3.50 at Walmart. I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's video. I'm going to go ahead and go to Walmart. I'll take you all to Walmart with me. I will try and record, but I live in Florida, and if you've ever been in Walmart in Florida, it is always crowded and there's always people there no matter what time of day that you go there. I go there sometimes at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning before I go to work, and it's still packed. And so if I can record, I will. If not, I'll just go ahead and do my haul when I come home and show you everything that I have and tell you how much everything costs. And then I'm actually going to cook this all on Saturday, so tomorrow. And so just to kind of give you all a realistic view of how everything will go, because if you buy the chicken or the turkey, if you buy the turkey, you can cook it on Thursday morning for Thanksgiving. If you buy the chicken, you can also go ahead and warm it up in the oven. And so, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go to work. After I leave work, I will go ahead and stop by Walmart to pick up all of the items needed to do this budget-friendly meal. And so yeah, so I will see you all later. Bye. I am officially home. I'm going to go ahead and show you all what I picked up from Walmart, and then I'll tell you how much money I actually ended up spending. And then tomorrow, like I said, I'll go ahead and start the meal. So for starters, because we always like to have an appetizer at our house, so I usually make, we usually have like carrots, cucumbers, and pickles with some ranch dressing. So I went ahead and picked up some Walmart brand ranch dressing, some baby carrots, and then a cucumber. So I'll cut these up, and then that will be just something to snack on until the meal is ready. That's what we usually have. And then for the meal itself, I got some stovetop stuffing. So I decided to go with stovetop instead of the Walmart brand. It was a little bit more. I think the Walmart brand was like $1. I think it was $1, I believe. And then this was, I don't know. How much was this? So the Walmart brand was $1. This one was $1.88. And then I got some butter, because you need butter for everything else. I got some chicken broth to use to help flavor some of the items that I picked up. And then I got the Walmart brand macaroni and cheese deluxe. And I made sure that I picked up items that I did not have to add milk to. So and most of the items require water, which is why I ended up picking up the chicken broth. So I would substitute the water for the chicken broth, excuse me. I got some turkey gravy. I got 2 cans of green beans. These were 50 cents a piece. And then I ended up getting a Walmart brand roasted garlic complete potatoes. So I got 2 packs of these. So I got 2 packs of those. I feel like this will actually end up probably feeding anywhere from 4 to 6 people. And then I also ended up picking up a rotisserie chicken. I got the lemon pepper one. That's what they had. I have never had a rotisserie chicken from Walmart before, so this will actually be our first time eating one. We always either get it from Publix or from Sam's. And then I got a drink. I got root beer. But if I wouldn't have purchased a drink, and if I would have shopped my house like I suggested earlier in the video, I would have just made some hot tea, and then I would have put it in the refrigerator, because we keep tea at our house and I drink that every day. And that's what we would have had instead of soda, because my husband doesn't drink soda, but I do on occasion. And then my family members do drink it. So I think this will be fine for now. And also too, if you don't want to I got cookies for dessert, just the Walmart brand cookies. These are $2.98, I believe. They also had like sugar cookies. They had the little pumpkin cookies. I'm not a real big fan of sugar cookies, which is why I ended up just getting the chocolate chip ones. But if you didn't want to get the chocolate chip cookies, you could also get the root beer and get some vanilla ice cream and have root beer floats. That's a good idea too. But yes, so that is everything that I ended up picking up for this meal. I ended up spending a total of $24.35. So I am actually under the $25 budget. I probably would have spent a little bit less had I not picked up 2 of these and 2 cans of the green beans, but I wanted to make sure that it would be enough to be able to feed between 4 and 6 people. So that's all of the items that I picked up. I'll go ahead and get these items prepared tomorrow, and then I'll show you all what it's going to look like. And then I hope that this will give you all some really good budget-friendly ideas or some suggestions that you can use to create your Thanksgiving meal, especially if you are on a tight budget. But at the price things are going, I'm feeling like most of us are going to be on tight budgets when it comes to the holidays. And so, but this will be the Thanksgiving meal that I'm going to prepare for us. So my husband and I have this meal tomorrow, and then we'll probably eat it on Sunday. I will see you all back tomorrow. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving, sweet friends. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and start to prep the meal. I actually started talking and was getting stuff prepared and realized that I did not even have the camera recording. So I am going to take my rotisserie chicken from Walmart, and I'm going to place it in my baking dish. I actually already poured some chicken broth in the bottom of my baking dish pan, just so that when it is warming up, it's going to keep it moist because you don't want to dry it out. Oh, and I just washed my hands also. So I'm going to take the chicken, place it into the pan, and I'm going to wrap it up, put the aluminum foil back on it because I didn't realize I had already did this and I didn't show you all. So I'm going to place the chicken in here. I already poured my chicken broth in, and then I'm going to put the aluminum foil back over it to keep it tight, to keep all the steam inside of it. And then I'm going to move on to, I'm going to place my cookies on my cookie sheet. So I'm going to place the chicken in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. When it's about halfway done, I'm going to go ahead and add my cookies because it takes about 12 minutes for the cookies to be done. And so while these things are baking, I'm going to go ahead and start to move on to my appetizer. We like to have carrots and cucumbers and pickles. We just kind of eat this grace throughout the day and while the meal is being made. So, and this is what pretty much everybody in my family likes. So this is what we usually have. Then I also usually have cookies baked and cakes baked, but this is a budget friendly meal. So we're going to stick to our budget, and that's just what we're going to do. So I'm going to take my chicken out, and I don't know if I said this before, but we have never had chicken from Walmart, rotisserie chicken from Walmart before. We usually get them from Sam's or from Publix. We prefer them from Sam's. That's just our preference. I think that they taste better. So yeah, but let me rewrap this. Okay, so the chicken is wrapped. My oven is actually ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and place my cookies on my cookie sheet also. And then I'm going to wash and peel my cucumber and wash my carrots. And I'll go ahead and put those in a dish along with some ranch dressing. And then, like I said, once the chicken is halfway done, I'll go ahead and put the cookies in. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the side items. So, but you don't need to see me peeling the cucumbers and all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll see y'all back in a couple of minutes. I went ahead and cut up my cucumbers, washed my cucumbers and my carrots. I went ahead and just took them in this bowl here. And then I have this little container here, this little Rubbermaid container. And I'm just going to put some of the ranch dressing in it. Now it's only going to be my husband and I. So, and I could eat all this by myself in like one sitting because I love fruits and vegetables. So I'm just going to pour this in here. And then that will be ready for me to snack on. So I have that. And this, the ranch dressing with the carrots and the cucumbers, I believe only costs around The carrots were 117. The cucumbers were 72 cents, I believe. And then the ranch dressing was $1 and some change. So a little less than $4 for all of this to, you know, have snacks on. And actually I did not use all of the carrots. So if you are a vegetable lover like myself, you could also cook the carrots. If you want to have some cooked carrots, you can either put them in the oven or steam them on the pot, on the stove. And that will give you an extra vegetable if you like carrots. I do. I went ahead and placed my cookies on my cookie sheet with some parchment paper, and I have my chicken. So I'm going to go ahead and place the chicken and the cookies in the oven because I'm going to go ahead and just set the timer so the cookies will be done first. That way they can be cooling and I can place them in my dish, and then everything else I'll go ahead and start working on. So I will be right back. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start on the macaroni and cheese. So I have this Great Value Deluxe macaroni and cheese, original cheddar. And let's see what it says. So I need to boil it with 8 cups of water. And it's going to cook for 8 to 10 minutes. Drain and then add the cheese sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and start to make this. I think this was $1.44. I did go back in the video and add the prices when I did the grocery haul to show you all how much everything costs, so you can all see the breakdown of what I spent on everything and how I stayed under budget. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in a pot on the stove, and then I'm also going to go ahead and boil some of the chicken broth, because I'm not going to use, my husband is he's gonna love this because this is not something that I usually make in our house. I usually make homemade stuffing or dressing, but he loves stovetop. So let me see here. So this is asking for 1.5 cups of water. So I'm going to use chicken broth instead of water for this. And then I have the chicken and the cookies in the oven. I have my appetizer ready to go, so I'll be snacking on that. And I'm going to go ahead and start to boil my water for the macaroni and cheese. It looks like it takes 8 cups of water, so I'll go ahead and get that going and get these ready. Then I'm going to start to work on the stovetop and the garlic mashed potatoes. I got 2 packs. These were $1 a piece. So I feel like this meal could actually probably feed anywhere from 4 to 6 people. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start to boil my chicken broth to use in the stovetop and to use in the mashed potatoes. And then I am also going to go ahead and put, so these 2 things don't need to go in a pot. These, I'm going to go ahead and take my green beans, and you can use green beans or corn, whichever you prefer, or if not, like I said earlier in the video, I would actually I would not buy green beans or corn because that's something that we always have in our house. And I would probably not buy, there's a couple of things that I wouldn't buy because we already keep those things in our house anyway. So I would substitute the green beans for actual collard greens, so I could just stick in the Instant Pot and cook. And you can use broth with that if you want. If you don't want to put a meat in it and go over budget, I usually keep smoked turkey in my freezer because I love greens. So if I would always just suggest that when you are making meals, especially for the holidays, shop your pantry first, shop your cabinets first, and then that way you can actually save money in your budget, because a lot of things you may already have. And so I am going to drain these and rinse them off, and then I'm going to add some butter and some seasoning to them. I'll show you which seasonings I'm going to use. So I'll go ahead and get these 2 things on the stove along with the turkey gravy. I just got the Walmart brand, and I believe it was like $1 and some change, but like I said, I'll go ahead and put the prices. The prices are listed in the grocery haul for everything. So these 3 things need to go on the stove. So I'm going to go ahead and start these up, get these things going, and then we'll move on to preparing the stovetop and the mashed potatoes. Okay, sweet friends, let me tell you about my sweet friend Melinda at All Things Home on a Budget. On Melinda's channel, she decorates her home on a budget while also using the DIYs she creates on her other channel, The Crafty Doll, to style her home. She also does budget-friendly hauls, cleaning and cooking videos on her channel. If that is something that you're interested in, please go ahead and click on the link to join her YouTube family. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, sweet friends, we are going to have my husband's opinion of what he thought about of our budget-friendly Thanksgiving meal. So, babe, what did you think?
Well, like we just discussed, the only thing that meal actually missed, which we know you were on a $25 budget, but the typical usual Thanksgiving that we eat, the only two things that were missing were greens and rolls. But other than that, it was a pretty complete meal. And I ate 4 different times and there was still leftovers. So for $25, that was pretty good.